this morning and hear what thus saith the Lord. We know that we have been teaching and preaching from an area that pertains to the fire, in reference to God's people, in reference to the kingdom, in reference to His people. Basically, this is the 4th week that I've actually been teaching on the fire. You've been keeping up with it. But it still all relates to, you understand, the fire still relates to what He's trying to do, because you understand, the surrender what He's trying to do, He needs to get us to a place so that we can get, it still relates to the new season. Remember, it still links to that. You don't hear me say it as much in that message, but it still links to the new season, because the fire is to burn so that we can get to the place of the new season, okay, the full new season. So now, being that is the case, what we have to remember is, God is talking about this fire because and we understand fire is purification. And God is talking about this fire for a reason, because He's trying to get us to a place so that we can embrace the full new season. So that we can embrace the full new season. Now, what we have to also understand is this here. When God can continue on a path like that with a message, it's something He's trying to get across to understand to be really important. Because there's different scenarios under the point or the theme of the fire. Okay? Different scenarios of it. Okay? We're talking about the fire. Okay? Now, you understand, today I'm going to talk about the fire again. On a different subtopic under the fire. Again, we're talking about the fire again today. And it's necessary for God when He speaks 4 weeks on the fire is a reason. If I go into week 5 to 6 here talking about the fire, week 7 and 8, whatever God want to do, we're going to do it. Now, this is week number 4 now. We're talking about the fire. Okay? Week number 4. It just, it always be a twist of the message, but it still relates to the fire. Okay? Now, I want you to understand that one of the things that God is doing in reference to the fire is you have to understand the purpose behind the fire. One of the reasons behind the fire is so that you can begin to see right. Because remember, we said revelation, remember? And the revelation means it's the clarity in the spirit world to be able to discern and see. Now, when that is the case, what you have to understand is whenever the fire is upon you, the purpose is also to sharpen your discernment. And your discernment is not for other people in spirits. Watch this. That's only a part of it. Because you remember, part of discernment and seeing is people and spirits in the atmosphere and arena that you're around. But at the same time, we also understand that that main level of discernment and seeing is here. Not in your spirit, but with self. Because remember what we said the fire is for. A big part of the fire is personal. Besides bringing forth for the anointing. Okay? So if that's the case, now watch this. Watch this. That means the fire is to make sure that your eyesight is right. That you have 20/20 vision in the spirit. So that when you begin to operate and go and do and embrace, and God will give you all, your spirit, your heart, your mind, your soul, and your anointing will flow and operate and be in a place where God wanted to be. So you might say, okay, yeah, okay, we can see that. But now what you got to understand is, God began to deal with me about a chicken. And a hen. So Lord is putting Nike the other week. Man, bringing up a chicken and a hen. We're going to talk about the fire, but I want you to keep the chicken and the hen in mind. Okay? And I know sometimes you come with some crazy things, but it don't make sense. Okay? All right. So now, what you have to understand is, and I'm giving you the message title, we'll get to the chicken and the hen in a minute, but there's something that the fire should be doing. And this is the message title. This is the message title. The fire should be bringing you better eyesight and clarity. The fire should be bringing you better eyesight and clarity. And the secondary part of that is this. Are you seeing clearer now? Are you seeing clearer now? And then, this is not really a part of the message, but it's a statement he gave me that's under the message, under the main theme, the subtopic, and then this is just a statement he gave me. And we're going to deal with it from the standpoint because he began to show me two things. He began to show me food, and he began to show me the chicken and the hen. Okay? We're going to deal with the chicken and the hen, then we're going to deal with the part of the food. Okay? Alright. Now, what he began to tell me, and he began to show me an oven. And I said, okay, God. He began to show me an oven, and he began to show me the top of the stove. And then he showed me this hand that's cooking food. But then I saw the person, and I could hear the voice saying, the food is not done. Why is it taking so long for this food to cook? And this is a person talking. I'm hearing this voice talk, saying, why is it taking so long for this food to cook? In the scenario, two of the things that the person was cooking was hen, and it was cooking brown rice. Now, anybody who knows about brown rice knows it takes longer for brown rice to cook. And who ever cook hen know that hen is so tough. Hen is tough.
Yes, it is.
Hen is very tough. Anybody who knows about hen, I mean hen. If you get the wing of the wing of a hen, it's very tough. You bite the meat and it's like rubber. Okay? That's how hen is. Okay, now watch this. I sure know about that one. On the mistakes deals. Pick up the wrong pack. Cook it. I'm ready to eat this stewed rice and chicken. And bite into that nice looking wing. And that thing tastes like rubber.
You better clear that up, boy. You better put. I got the wrong pack of chicken.
So watch
See, I
this.
can't cook.
So watch this. Got the wrong pack. Wrong pack. Watch this. Because you gotta pay attention whether it's regular chicken wing or whether it's hen chicken wing. And there's a difference between the two. Go in the store and grab them hen chicken wings. You want the whole pot to go down in the trash. See?
Oh, God.
Okay, now watch this. Watch this.
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
So, anyway, God is asking a question.
Oh, God.
The fire should be bringing you better eyesight and clarity. Are you seeing clearer now? But guess what? Guess how the statement goes. Many are not seeing must be recooked until done. Many, talking about his saints. Many are not seeing and must be recooked until done. This is God talking about his people. Many are not seeing and must be recooked until done.
My God.
Oh. You pay attention that some things you cook on the stove. Depends on how. Depends on if you don't know about the item. If you don't cook it right, it still will be hard. Or if not that, it will be mushy. You have to learn how to cook it right. Nobody in the house will eat it. So y'all want to eat? No, I'm okay. I'm on a pizza. See, cooking them hot wings, hot hen wings.
Oh, Jesus.
Or a person who don't know how to cook brown rice, because if you don't put enough water and cook it long enough, that you'll be chewing like you're cooking fried rice. I thought this rice done. Y'all ready to eat?
Oh, my God.
You have gravy, meat, and a hot rice. And you can't even enjoy it because how you just gonna eat just the meat? You get the whole thing of rice just wicking in the trash. All that good gravy going down the drain. Why? Because the rice was not cooked right. Because the person understands brown rice cooked different from white rice. Brown rice take forever. If you have no patience, please don't get no brown rice. You see, it cooks long. It takes longer to cook brown rice.
Oh, Jesus.
That's it. This all this gonna relate to the message. All this gonna relate to the message. Okay? Now watch this. God said the fire should be bringing you better eyesight and clarity now. See, in other words, if I'm on week 4 talking about the fire, everybody who's been watching and in this room should be seeing better. If you're not, there's a good chance you're going back on the stove.
Oh, God.
I didn't hear what I'm saying. It's a very good chance you're going back on the stove or back in the oven. Remember what we said last week? We said, remember, in reference to the fire, you should be coming to a place of peace. Yeah. If you're not coming to the place of peace and there's still chaos, there's a chance you're going back in the oven. Because that means, remember, the peace brings you to a place of realizing your fire is about to end. If you're not at peace, it's a good chance you're going back in the oven. Or back on top of the stove. The fire's getting ready to hit you again. It's going to be an extension. Like last week we talked about the extension plan. They're getting ready to be an extension.
Oh, God.
See, remember, listen, a lot of times, see, what you have to understand is this. You understand is this. God's saying, using a scenario of food to cook this rice in these hens. See, watch this. What you have to understand is God's saying the same thing with this rice. This is how it is with a lot of His people. See, some people could be white rice and they cook fast. And some people are brown rice. They're a different breed. And that symbolism of the brown rice is one that don't want to be made by God. So they have to cook longer. They have to cook longer. They have to burn longer. That is the representation of the fire. So watch this. God said you should be seeing, the fire should be bringing you to a place of better or eyesight and clarity. If that's the case, then that means we should be seeing clearer now. That means you should be getting the revelation of what God's been trying to tell you the whole time. If you've been weeks behind, you should be catching up quick, fast, in a hurry, because you are getting the concept of what God is saying to you now. If you're not getting the concept, that means it may be an extension. There may be an extension. Because what He's saying is, now you should be seeing clearer. You should be seeing clearer. You should be seeing clearer. Now, if that's the case, then what you have to remember is this. If you're not seeing, or if I'm not seeing, or we're not seeing as His people, there's areas that we have to deal with to show us that we're not seeing. See, Austin, remember what we said last week? We said seeing does not mean we don't see. The seeing we're talking about is being able to see what God wants us to see, not just being able to see. Get it? So God is saying, I'm not dealing with you in reference to just being able to see, because that is something you will do. I will do. Why? Because what is that? That is the general sense of what we call discernment and spiritual eyesight. We all have that. We're not talking about just a general sense of that. We're talking about the elevation of that pertaining to coming to a place of being able to see what God wants us to see. You see? And so when we get to that particular place, it becomes the thing where we quote unquote look and say, you know what? I want to be able to see. And if I want to be able to see, what I want to be able to see is and understand is, what is God telling me? What is God telling me? What is He telling me? What is God telling me? So if we say we see, what do we see? What do we see? So I look and I say, God, now, why are you saying this? That the fire, because we all understand that we all got this fire on us. This fire on us. And it's meaning the kingdom going through. And they can understand, what's the problem? Why am I going through the way I'm going through? Why do I have this fire on me the way I do? Well, the reason, we understand, is because God is purified. God is purified. He's purified.
Now watch this. The question, the statement says, the fire should be bringing you to a better eyesight and clarity. That means clarity, we understand, means to come from the root word clear. That means we need to be seeing more clearer. That means our eyes should not be darkened. Our eyes should become more clearer. We should be able to see more clear. So if that is the case, if God said we should be able to see more clear, then what does that mean? That means this here. I did not let you go through all of this hell, trials, tribulation, rejection, persecution, poverty almost, lack, for no reason. I allow you to go through so you can begin to see me and what I'm trying to tell you. I love my children. God said I love my children. I'm not a God who just want them to be punished. I'm a God who sees them in a good light. And because I see them in a good light, but listen, what did the Bible say? Those that he loved, what? He would chasten, means to chastise, means to spank. So a lot of times God said, because I love you just like we love our children. It's like, I love you, but because I prefer to hurt your tail than to have the prison hurt your tail by having you locked up. So for that reason, I'm going to hurt your tail. They try to teach you a lesson. Settle down, son. Sit to the side, daughter. I'm teaching you a lesson. Go in your room. Give me the game. This, that. Why? I'm teaching you something. Yes, this hurt me because I love you. But I love you because more enough to the point I see in the future. Say, if I don't stop you on something, my gosh, you're going to be pregnant with 9 children. Before you know it, you're going to end up being in prison for 25 years. You're going to blow your career. You're going to kill somebody. Yes, I love you. Yes, it hurts me when I have to punish you like this. Yes, it hurts me when I have to get this belt or whip your tail. But guess what? I love you enough to do this because I don't want to see the things down the road that you end up doing if you don't stop some of the things that you're doing. So that's the scenario we use with our children. You think God's not saying the same thing? He said the same thing. If you don't stop being disobedient and not obey me the way I would tell you to obey me, do you know what's going to happen? Do you know what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. There's a very good chance if you don't obey me, what's going to happen? My judgment is going to hit you. And because I love you, so I don't want my judgment to hit you. I don't want my judgment to hit you. I don't want it to. I don't want it to. So because I don't want my judgment to hit you, then guess what? I have to spank you enough just to get you to straighten up. Just to get you to straighten up because I just love you just that much. See, this is what God's saying. He's saying, do you really understand my love? Do you really understand my love? This is what God's saying to us. Do you really understand my love? He said, when you really understand my love, you'll understand because I love you. I really want you straight. I really want you together. I really want you in place. I really want you to obey me. I really want you to go forth. I really want you to be used of me. And for that reason, I'm trying to do this not to hurt you, but to bless you and to put you in a place where you have a blessed, prosperous life. And prosperous has nothing to do with just money. It has to do with success of your mind having peace. The success of your home life being in place. Your prayer life being in place. Your word life being in place. That's the kind of prosperous he's talking about. Money is just a part of it. That's not really the big issue with God. He said my big issue is my people being in a place with me. My people being in a place with me. See? But he's saying now, if you've been going through all of this hell, can't you see why you're going through it? We should not be at a place saying, why me, God? Why me, God? Why, oh, God, why me, God? We should be past that. That should not be what we're saying. Oh, why me, God? Oh, no. Oh, why me, God? Because many start to try to, see, watch this now. When you begin, watch this.